Hey ladies, so I wanted to give you guys a quick update. Today I am 5 DPO, and yesterday at 4 DPO I went ahead and decided to start using natural progesterone cream. If you've watched my last couple of videos, then you know that I was toying with the idea of using natural progesterone cream, especially for my PCOS, and I was, you know, looking for some insight and advice from others. I did go ahead and decide to use it, mostly because not just PCOS, which generally gives you low progesterone anyway, but because I am noticing physical signs of still having low progesterone. And even though I've been using red raspberry leaf infusions for the last few months, which have definitely helped my cycle out a lot, I still think that I need that extra boost of progesterone levels. So, I went ahead and went down to our holistic pharmacy out here, which is where I buy all of my stuff from, and I bought a container of Source Naturals natural progesterone cream that's paraben free, and I started using it yesterday morning around 10 a.m. I decided to go ahead and apply a fourth of a teaspoon in the morning and a fourth of a teaspoon in the evenings. Some women use a half and a half, some women use an eighth and an eighth. I figured I'd go with the happy medium. And just, correct the dosage from there if it seems to be too much or too little. So this will be my experimental 2-week wait, I guess, with the progesterone cream. So the whole point of me making this video was I found out something really cool that I never even considered about natural progesterone, and now I'm really, really happy that I did decide to get the cream. Yesterday when I applied it, it was about 10 a.m. and I did a fourth of a teaspoon on my wrists. And after the first half hour, I kind of felt a little weird. I was like, is this the cream that's making me feel like this? Or maybe I just feel crappy on my own. After an hour, I was so chilled out. I felt warm and fuzzy, happy, like cloud nine. And for me, that's like a huge deal because most of you don't know me because you only know me through these videos. But I suffer from severe anxiety neurosis, and I have like serious. Some days I'll be totally fine, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, bam! I am freaking out. My body just goes into a panic, and I'm not sure why. All of a sudden I feel really anxious and nauseated, and sometimes I get so anxious to the point that I make myself sick or I throw up. And I've been using holistic remedies really to help myself deal with it because I am not a chemical meds person, and I am so tired of hearing people say, oh, you just need Xanax. The next person that tells me that I need Xanax, I'm gonna hit upside the head with my skillet. Seriously, stop telling me I need Xanax. So, Prozac, Xanax, I don't want any of it. Don't tell me I need it. So, I started with the anxiety in 2006 after I'd had my son. And last year, the anxiety at one point during the year got so bad that I triggered insomnia. And I have been dealing with insomnia on top of the anxiety, or, well, really the anxiety induces the insomnia. So most nights, if you guys are on my Facebook and you see me up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm not sleeping very well. So anyway, so I suffer from all that fun stuff. So being chilled out after, applying the cream was like a huge deal. And I kept sitting there and thinking to myself, I would so be panicking right now about the fact that I am not panicking if I was not so chilled out. I was just sitting there thinking, I should be freaking out right now. This is just not, what's been normal for me for the last several years. So then Gavin comes home for lunch because he had some stuff to take care of. And he walks in here and he's talking with me, and then he makes a comment about how relaxed I seem. And I told him, I started using the cream this morning, and I think it's, chilling me out. And, I mean, that's how big of a deal it was for my own husband to notice that I was not in a state of panic that I normally am in all the time. So I got curious and I went ahead and got on my computer because you know me, I research everything. So I start looking into it. I start looking up anxiety, insomnia, everything like that in connection to using progesterone cream. Come to find out, anxiety, nervousness, insomnia are all symptoms of low progesterone levels. I did not know that. I was only going off of the physical signs that I had and the fact that I had PCOS. So, come to find out all these years, my panicking and nervousness and everything, and over the last year or so, my not being able to sleep, were all pretty much contributed to having low progesterone levels. So I'm a little frustrated with that because I could have gotten this taken care of a whole lot sooner. So then I sat back and just kind of thought about it. I figured that my anxiety issues had to have happened because of having a child. You know, you probably hear women, they say, I could have watched this movie. I could have watched a horror movie. I could have done this or that. And then when I had a kid, suddenly I can't do it anymore. It's like suddenly I'm a softie. So that's what I thought. Maybe I just become an anxious person because I had a child. But when I thought about it, I mean, after finding out that it's because of low progesterone levels, before I had my son and right after I had my son, I was totally fine. When Leland was about 2.5 months old, I went in for a checkup, and the stupid doctor that I was seeing never really knew what he was talking about. He's just a frustrating guy. But he was like, well, you're not having periods yet, and you just had a baby, and you're young, so we're going to go ahead and put you on this birth control as a hormone therapy for 6 months to regulate your cycles. And at the time, I thought, okay, I guess we'll just regulate my cycles. But, I mean, knowing what I know now, that was a really stupid move. So I got on the hormone therapy, and in 5 months, I had gained 60 pounds. I was breaking out in rashes. I was itching all over my stomach and everything. I broke out in acne for the first time ever. It was a whole bunch of really, really bad side effects. And around that time was when I started having depression issues, and I started becoming really anxious. And I stopped the hormone therapy before it was even finished and switched to a whole new doctor and everything. But the anxiety over the years kept getting worse and worse and worse to the point that it was irrational and ridiculous. And I mean, I sit here now and I think, was it the hormone therapy? Because the hormone therapy is what caused my PCOS to go into full-blown psycho mode. Beforehand, I had PCOS, but I was totally fine. It was mild, it was okay. I could have just dealt with it. But after doing the hormone therapy, it went out of whack. It completely controlled my life. And from then on, I did 3 rounds of hormone therapy total. I did fertility meds, you know, all this stuff. And I have to wonder if it didn't make things worse. So now I'm just thinking, wow, this whole time, all I probably needed was some doses of progesterone. Because even now, today's the 2nd day, and I mean, last night, I took my 2nd dose last night, and I started feeling warm and fuzzy again, and I was tired, and I was ready to go to bed. And this morning, I woke up, and first thing I did, I took my dose, and I feel totally fine. It's so weird to me to not have that ball of this going on in my chest and in my stomach, and I just feel fine. So I started, and I'm still reading it, it's still all up on my screen, but I'm reading all of these studies about natural progesterone and how it treats anxiety in women and things like that. And there's a doctor that I found on YouTube, and I don't know how to pronounce the name properly. It's either Hotze or Hotze. It's Hotze, and he's got a whole channel called Hotze Health or Hotze Health, whatever. And one of his videos talks about anxiety and panic attacks, and he's talking about all these women who have panic attacks, have anxiety, and how taking chemical medications like Prozac or like Xanax only mask the problem, just like birth control would mask PCOS. It doesn't help it, it's just hiding it. But then he starts talking about natural progesterone cream and how it's, you know, one of the most helpful things that a woman can do, because having anxiety and panic attacks and insomnia and things like that are all signs that the progesterone levels are dipping too low. So, you know, I'm still have his channel up and everything, and I've got all these pages. I'm still reading, but this is pretty awesome. So, if you have PCOS and you have serious anxiety, or you're suffering from insomnia or something like that, if you want to, you know, go to your doctor and have your progesterone levels checked, that might actually be the cause. This was a really unexpected but really awesome effect that I got from the cream. I wasn't expecting this to happen at all. I was thinking, you know, maybe my boobs would get sore, maybe I'd feel a little or something, you know, hormonal stuff. So yay. So anyway, I just wanted to update you guys about that and, you know, let you guys know what I found out. This is pretty awesome. So, I'm still in the 2-week wait. You know me, I don't really plan on testing until the day that my period's due. So, no early testing for me. So yeah, I will give you guys an update probably at the end of my 2-week wait. I mean, unless something else interesting happens. Yeah, okay, so that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.